All right, guys, good morning. Good Sunday morning. I still haven't given that back. Gee whiz. Just take it back in already. Anyway. Good Sunday morning. Another day. Old Dusty out here. I've got tires for that air in it. Oh, yeah. We did a great job, man. I tell you what. I don't know if the camera will focus. I did a number on that. Come on. So much for having the best phone that money can buy. Somehow got a pinch blister there. I'm not sure how I done that. Oh, now you want to focus. Fantastic. Speaking of phones, I hesitate to even film on this freaking thing today, man, because I don't know. I mean, I know some people who care about quality noticed it, but yesterday's video was uploaded in what, like 720 or something? It just wouldn't. I don't know. And I'm asking for it. That's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I'm literally filming on the same one again that's giving me problems 2 or 3 nights in a row. But I think I got it figured out. Turns out whenever you free up space in an iPhone, it doesn't immediately free it up. When I deleted probably 13 to 15 gigabytes worth of video, and the storage kept saying the same thing. So anyway, and by the time I uploaded everything and rendered it in 720, all of a sudden the disk space freed up, and I was... wonder if the thing still starts on the first pull today. Fuel on. Just remote started this thing a long time ago. I think it only has like a 5-minute limit on it, and then it shuts off. I found that out a few times. I've had a bad habit of doing that. Am I the only one out there, people, or do you guys do stuff like that too? Like, I've come out to start that van and then went in and started like cooking dinner and got sidetracked and let it run. What car was it? Or one of these cars that I left running for like 7 hours. Anyway, so today, I want to spend as much time with her today as I can before I got to leave. I hate being gone for several days in a row and leaving her with those boys, man, because they're savages, dude, to her anyway. Like, they probably will be now, but even the little one can tell whenever I'm gone. For some reason, he just likes to be extra. Folks, I got 44 miles till empty. Hit that Cash App. I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm heading over here to the shop now, because that's a thing. It's always something. And I try to put it off like yesterday. I didn't want to get the compressor, but today I need those microphones so that me and her can do this. Because, you know, I don't know what the setup's going to be. I don't know if we're going to do it in the truck on the way to the grocery store, because we got to do our Sunday give Walmart all our money thing too. So we definitely need 2 microphones regardless of how that looks. You got to drink your water, people. You got to drink the water. So I'm going over there to get those and see what her perspective is on how we met and that sort of thing. And listen, to you phone guys and camera guys out there that know what I'm talking about, I'm seriously considering, that was the only purpose of buying this phone. Of course, I'm buying it on payments like everything else. And I think I gave $1,200 for this phone. And that was one of the biggest selling points for me, was knowing that iPhones, man, they're there. I mean, they have the quality of some of the nicest cameras out here that you can buy for this same exact thing. And that was my tipping point. I'm like, I'll buy it for that reason. And man, am I getting disappointed here lately. This thing right here, this Google, it's a Samsung. You'd be surprised by this, and it's just so much more user friendly. What is this? Oh, I know, I can tell. It's connected to my truck. See, just like that right there. What happened? The iPhone literally just stopped recording and started recording again. Well, I mean, I didn't even do anything. But it is a Galaxy S21 is what this is. And when I delete something on here, by God, it refreshes, and I have that. If I delete a video that took up 3 gigabytes of space, as soon as the delete's done, it shows me that I have extra 3 gigabytes of space in my phone. What else is it? There's several things that I've noticed that I'm like, man, if I had the Galaxy or if I had that Samsung, it does this part better, it does that part better, but you don't get this kind of quality. I'm on the front camera right now, and if you check your quality right now, this is 1080 on the front camera. The back camera, I can get 1440 or whatever. Like, these things are good as far as that goes, man, but I mean, there's other things, right, that just aren't, I don't know, man. I wish Google and iPhone would just get together, man. Just get together. But anyway, on a serious note, I just want to take a second to say this, man. Especially now that I've somehow made it in the double digits. I think this is day 11. I appreciate you guys. And it's the consistents, the same ones that are coming again and again. And I know, I'm not dumb. I see the subscribers leaving, and that's fine. That's 100% fine, man. And I know there's people out there, and I've seen your comments where you're like, oh, you're losing subs. Yeah, that's fine. I'm losing the people who were interested in me in a comedic way, trying to drive home that somebody is an idiot and living their life wrong. Folks, it didn't work. I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to get that dude to figure it out. He's not going to figure it out. You got to move on sometime. I mean, I paid my dues. I did my best to get him to figure that out. So those people who realize that that's not, you know, they after 10 days, they're like, oh, this guy's not going to go down that same route and make fun of this dude anymore. They're leaving. And that's fine. And I guarantee they'll find another channel on this platform that does that exact same thing. There's something for everybody. There's an ass for every seat out here, folks. But what will happen is I'll replace that guy with somebody who is into this sort of thing. With the guys who are like, man, seeing you wrench on that go-kart with your son just reminded me of when I used to do it, or inspired me to still go do it. I still got young kids and I need to get out and do this more. That sort of thing. And I just wanted to take a second to say I really, truly appreciate you guys. If you've been with me long enough, you know I do give away stuff to my people. I help my people in any way that I can. And as soon as that opportunity presents itself, I'll do the same. And you loyal people who stick around and enjoy this and keep on keeping me pumped in the comments, man, I appreciate it. And I really do go in there, especially as small as I am. There's no excuse for me not to. And I go in there and I respond to them, and I like the comments, and I hear the advice, and I use it. Not too long ago, maybe 3 or 4 videos ago, somebody was like, man, you should put a brief description of what the video is about. And not only did I like that comment, telling them thanks for the advice, but in the following video, I did exactly that. And I also gave thanks to him personally in the description, saying, hey, here's what this video is about, and I'm doing this thanks to this guy. So, I don't know. If you like YouTube channels for nothing more than just having a real interaction with somebody, then maybe that's your reason for hanging out. But again, I appreciate you guys being here. The same ones are consistently showing up. I don't got any new viewers, and I know it's dropped dramatically. I mean, it used to be 60 to 80,000 views a month, and I think I'm at like 24. That's fine. Absolutely fine, because it's 24,000 good views, good people enjoying what I'm doing with my family, man, and that is sweet. Matter of fact, I've been meaning to do this to see just how much. I got 23 miles till empty. Gauge is empty as it gets. Curious to see how much it costs to fill that all the way up. I don't want to run it any closer than that, though. Right now, we're getting it at a rate of $2.99 a gallon, pretty much $3 a gallon. Let's see how much this takes. I mean, it can stop any minute now. Definitely gonna crack $100. Oh, maybe not. Like the other ones are nice, even round under, but I don't want it to overflow all over my truck either, so we'll stop there. So, $98. It's hard to see. $98.80. And at 17.2 average, that gives me, going 571 miles on a. Ever seen those videos on YouTube where the guy runs up on people and he's like, "Hand me that right there, boy." Well, if you had it, time ever to the grocery store. What's that say? ABC's on your leg? Can you get out, or you want me to get you out? You want to climb, or you want me to get you? I hope she hollered at those boys to help us get these groceries. Look at these savages. Just taking over. Just staring at me. Like I'm looking at them like, what are you looking at? I'm on my porch. How's there 2 orange ones? I thought there was only 1. And who the heck are you? Look how nasty my porch is. It's like the Humane Society. This is the only cat that we own. Literally. Okay, so as always, life happened, right? Life hit us a little bit. And first thing happened, couldn't find, is my eye glowing? First thing happened, I couldn't find my microphones. So then it's like, man, I don't know where those are. I spent too long looking for them. Kind of made the wife a little mad, digging all over the shop looking for them. But then, second thing, went to Walmart, spent our life savings. That kind of deflates a guy a little bit, kind of deflates the whole family. And then got packing to do, stuff to do. So it's gonna be an on the couch impromptu. Gotta at least ask her these few questions. The burning questions. I guess he's gonna join us a little bit. All right, so let me get it. Should I get a stool and set this on? Smart I am. The fact that it's only a 2-legged tripod now, which I guess would be a bipod.
You're not gonna be able to hear any of this.
Let's just turn the TV down a little bit, right?
If somebody had the remote, I would.
I told you guys, life happens. Are you sad you're gonna miss a part of the murder show?
Yeah, I watched it all the way up till now.
We can watch it back, right? All right, well, let's go back. So, because I've been talking a lot lately about that time point. I'm barely in frame, huh? About that time point of me in the homeless shelter, which was pretty much directly after I met you, right? Or let's just pick up at the homeless shelter. Do you remember those? Was that him farting?
Probably.
Oh my God.
He just ate. He just drank another piece.
I'm gonna have to crank the volume to see if they can hear that. Life happens, but so really important to me, and I remember it being like this teetering point of, because I'm not kidding, when I was sitting out in that car, not wanting to go in, I just got off work, drove, an hour to get to the shelter. They made an exception for me because I did work second shift that I could come in after curfew. And I would call you, and sometimes you would get me food because you worked at Subway at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember how you got me the food.
I would meet you at Burger parking lot.
See, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, you do.
I do now that you say that.
Yeah.
That's the reason I want to hear your side of it. Like,
I used to get in trouble. Well, I didn't get in trouble, but it's funny now that I say it out loud, they thought that, like, because I was living where I was
you was out chasing the guy.
Well, they thought I was out with you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was, but I wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, because we weren't childish like that. We would literally just meet up so that I could get some food from you, see you for a second.
Yeah, and I could talk you into going back to the show.
But you still had to do it over the phone. Because I remember getting there, and I'd be on the phone with you, and I'd be like, I don't want to go in here. And you would be like, you have to. I'm like, technically, no, I don't. I'm an adult, and I don't have to go in here. I can go anywhere I want to go. I can go to the bar,
you know. She didn't have anywhere to go, so there was that part.
Yeah. But it has to take a lot for you. You know, that has to be, like, did you see something in me? And you can be as brutally honest as you want. Was it just like, because it's hard to believe that you're like, well, I could just tell this guy is going to go somewhere one day, so, or at least have his shit together at some point. So I should invest this energy in getting him to get through this homeless shelter process. Or was it that you had so much of your own journey that it was just relatable across the board? That it was just like, does that make sense? Because I can't imagine you now meeting me, my 7-year ago self. And
oh, no. Absolutely not.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
So we had to just be at the same place at the same time, or it would have never made sense, man.
I mean, I don't know. I think because, I mean, you seem like you were making an effort to, like, do something. So, my experience, like, most of the people that were in my pool, I guess.
It's called a dating pool.
Yeah.
Not a cesspool.
Were like, that was a cesspool. Like, they were unemployed, living with their mom, didn't have a car, didn't have a license, had a car, didn't have a license, or something. Which you didn't have a license, but you had a car, but whatever.
I think I just got them.
Did you have your license?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I got them back March of 2017. I met you in April of 2017. So, yeah, I had just gotten them.
I didn't have a license when I met you.
Kind of don't right now, do you? Did you
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it might be in the mailbox.
Did you get that figured out?
Are you tired of us talking? Say, be quiet,
You're
Daddy.
making a lot of noise and farting all over everybody anyway, so.
Be quiet, Daddy.
So, well, and I'm just joking. She has a license, but she, for some reason,
I
got
have a
them.
license in 2 states.
Yeah, if you have a license in 2 different states, it cancels out one of them, and
They canceled the wrong one.
yeah.
That's what happened.
So, but anyway, so how much have I changed a lot, or was I still that same guy? Like, did you see some drive in me? Like, is this thing going to be all about me? And because that's what I feel now that I've just said that. But no, I just wonder because, like, and that's the only thing that separated me from those guys. Was a lot of those guys, like you said, a lot of people in general who are going through some sort of a rehab program or having those similar struggles do live with their mom, grandma, whatever.
Oh my God, look at the bottom of my slipper.
And we got it together, huh? Yeah. But a lot of those people did have that, and I remember at the time always being jealous of that. Like throughout my late 20s and early 30s, thinking that's my only problem and it's not fair because all these other people have family to live with and live off of, and if I just had family that would take care of me, then life would be better. But I'm honestly glad that that's not the case.
Yeah, because I had family that took care of me for a long time, but it never.
Kind of makes you worse in some ways.
Oh yeah, it made me way worse.
Yeah.
Because I just had this in the back of my mind that like, I can take this thing all the way to the edge, and then somebody will come get me before I go off the cliff. And they did for a long time. And it wasn't until they didn't that I like got my shit together.
It's kind of one of the most impressive things about your father, for sure. And I think your mom too, but that being able to do that tough love thing, I don't think your mom's as good at it as your dad is. But well, I don't know. She let you get arrested for some shit. But I mean that tough love. Your dad just was like, just cut you off or whatever. But anyway, like I said, this is about us, and I don't want to take too much time. I know you got to give him a bath, and I got to cook dinner and pack and everything else, but. I'll just give you my side. I remember seeing you for the first time, and it probably made a difference because of where I was at, I guess. But I don't want to take too much from it. But I just remember seeing you, and that's the reason I proposed to you around the corner from there, because it was the first place I'd seen you. And it's weird because you see people you go through life and you see people all day, every day.
Well, I mean, should we tell them that I stole you from someone?
It's not necessary, is it?
No.
I don't know. I don't care. Whatever the story is what it is. You can't change it. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be able to...
I mean, I didn't intend to, I guess. I really genuinely was concerned about that person because I had, formed a bond with that person under certain circumstances, for whatever, 6 months or more. And I don't think it was 6 months.
You knew her longer than that, right? I assumed you'd known her forever. I thought you guys, because in this, my hometown of Portsmouth, everybody comes here, migrates here, flocks here from all over Ohio for that. And I thought that you guys came from the same place. I thought you knew her really well.
No, we were like the same area, but I never had met her prior to.
That's funny that you bring her up, because that was the difference. That was just another one. That was another, like, I don't know. It sounds awful to say that it's like, it's just somebody just for, whatever the word is I'm looking for. But like, had I been with her, I wouldn't have called her outside the homeless shelter, and she wasn't that type of person. You know what I mean? That you even feel like, oh, let me have this conversation with, because it's like, I don't know. I don't know why we bonded so quick and were able to talk to each other about things like that.
I think because I was honest with you, and I think it was
you opened up with me, about
weird,
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and now I look back on it and I'm like, I mean, I think it was a good thing, obviously, but that was just where I was at that point in my life. And then I do this like nervous thing where, like, if I'm nervous talking to someone, I would just like
say too much.
Entirely too much. It's like, not everybody's like needs to know. You're like, hi, been to prison. So, but I don't know. This is where I was at. That's still where I'm at, really, as far as being honest with, stuff. But
I think regardless of who I was talking to or what I was doing at the time, I don't think it would have changed when I seen you that day. Because I don't think I would forget that, because I was on the up. I was on the climb. Like I said, I just got my license, which was a huge accomplishment for me, and it's embarrassing looking back on it now, because I was posting it on Facebook.
Yeah, but I mean, that's big for somebody that...
Yeah, but when you look back at it, and how old was I? Like 34 years old?
No, you were like 32.
31.
Yeah, 31, 32.
Holy
so I was like
crap.
36.
I'm almost 40 now. But anyway, I remember putting it on Facebook, and then like now I look back at that and like, how embarrassing is it for a 30-year-old to go, oh, I'm a license. But I got my license. I had a job that I knew wasn't it. I knew I was going to progress from there. I knew I was going to climb. I was like, I can do this. I can figure this out. I'm going to come out of this, and it's do or die. You know what I mean? It's now or never. And I was actually in good moods in the morning. And I was doing this every time I kind of done good. I always tried to incorporate this somehow, and I would start recording stuff. And I was doing this Test Drive Tuesday thing that I thought was going to be a huge hit. Did I ever tell you about that?
You don't want to make David on here, do you?
I don't care. But I remember trying to do that, and I remember the morning coming there, and I remember getting on my car and walking in and looking up at you, and you smiled at me, and I'm like, who is that? And I didn't know. The reason you were smiling at me is because you knew that I was talking to your friend, and that's how you knew me.
Yeah.
I didn't know you at all, and I was like, damn. I was like, this chick's...
Whatever.
I was like, this chick's smiling at me. I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm down for it or whatever.
I remember you had these like skinny leg, like khaki colored pants on, and you had those DC shoes. I think you had a DC hat.
That matched the shoes, like the bright orange or green. Yeah, like a highlighter green, which I'm way too old to wear now. And I think I wore it in some of those videos that I was. That's crazy that you would remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember what shirt.
But you had those big old shades on, and the way you dress too is something, because it's not.
Oh yeah.
Well, like then, like it's so classy, and that's how you could tell too that you were somebody that came from something that was just plucked out of there and planted here. I don't know, like all the ingredients were together. If you think, where would either one of us be had that not interjected?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
To think about, because I was still like just stuck in a lot of old patterns too, and.
Oh, you were going down one of those with the guy you were dating when I met you.
Yeah, and I had this like moment of clarity and like coming to Jesus, if you will. And I finally started like, I don't know, listening to the people that were around me, as far as like, people trying to help me, and my daughter too. That was huge, because I remember, I'd sent her like a video of that person, thinking she would think he was funny, and her response to me was, "Do not bring him here." And I remember just having this moment with myself and God, and like going like, "You're right. Like, I'm not gonna do this anymore." Like same, same pattern of just addict behavior, basically.
I remember you telling me that, and I remember that making the pressure of me meeting your daughter for the first time that much. I remember thinking, like, outside of just telling them, "Hey, I'm not a crazy fuck up like that guy," you know what I mean? But just trying to, like, you're at the beginning of it, which isn't like anything, just like a job or anything where you're starting day one to try to prove yourself.
She's been through a lot with me.
Yeah, and I think we're at that point now. I think she really respects me.
She thought you tried to poison me.
Yeah.
And kill me.
You almost died or whatever. But yeah, I remember that really well. I remember thinking I got a lot of proving to do and an uphill battle, and it's just crazy too because like I took what a chance. The homeless shelter like paid for me to get this apartment, right? And that's a huge deal. And all the the books, the counseling, everybody tells you to like figure yourself out, right? Like build yourself up so that you're whole and you're not at 50%, so that you don't bring somebody else in and create this codependency thing. But I ignored all that with you, and that's a huge chance, because I remember as soon as I took possession of that and started figuring it out, that I was like immediately like, "I'll get you a key," and like, well, you know what I mean?
You did it in a way that wasn't like, because it was like unhealthy, not even using addicts, but just like when you're in the beginning of recovery and you don't know yourself, you don't have a lot of self-esteem, you don't, you just know that like you're not doing dope anymore. So like this person, the attention from this person makes me feel good. So you use that to change the way that you feel, and people just take it, and run with it and end up using together and whatever. And I knew like I didn't want to do that anymore with anybody, whoever it was. But I feel like you didn't do that weird, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like people will meet in those situations, whether they're in halfway houses or treatment centers, and immediately like become enmeshed, and it's like they've known each other forever, and now all of a sudden they're just in this enthralled, like, we're gonna live together and I felt like that struck me, because you were like, "Hey, listen, you can stay where you're at. I'm just gonna make you a key in case you need some time away from there and you just want to hang out, whatever." So I remember that being big. It wasn't like this weird, like, "My precious, like, you're gonna come be with me forever," type stuff.
I remember telling you too that I didn't want to have sex in a car.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and I remember like I really didn't know how to. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then finally when I processed it, I was like, "Probably the nicest thing anybody's ever said." Yeah.
That, and I remember you took, you made a big deal about, because you had like a couch in storage or somewhere from your family.
Oh, you got so weird about that.
Yeah, because you were like, "I got this big sectional, it's nice, it's in great shape," and I was like, "Nah." And you were like, "Dude, you don't have a couch. You have no way of getting a couch right now." And I was like, "I don't want to do it, man." I can't remember what it was I said to you.
You're like, "I don't want to, like, this to go bad. I hope it doesn't, but I don't want this to go bad." And you're like screaming at me to give you your couch back in the middle of the road at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, because I just remember, like, if I'm starting over, I'm not taking any of those chances. But then, I mean, we brought your couch into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sang Fleetwood Mac in unison.
And
Not even a word, so like,
no. Well, I remember going up and renting a truck to go get your stuff to officially move in, and we were like singing Fleetwood Mac together up on the way, and it was like all these things that were.
That was the couch. Maybe, yeah, doesn't matter.
But I don't know. It seemed right. It was funny because we were both, and that's what I say about timing, because your journey could have been 6 months off from my journey, or vice versa. Like there could have been so many other things that threw that off from happening, but it happened for a reason, I think. And we were doing all these things together for the first time together. It wasn't like, either one of us was perfect by any means and then trying to lift the other one up. We were doing it together. And I remember you being so nervous to and I don't mention the company obviously, but to go in for the interview for the company that you're at now, which has been a blessing, and you've climbed the ranks largely where you're at. You've come so far.
I was very nervous, and then even after, like, I worked there, even for a while, you know, the disease of addictions, like, centers in your mind, and so I still didn't feel like, not that I didn't belong, but, like, if they really knew who I was, they wouldn't have hired me, or, like, I still had that, and my disease convinced me everybody else that worked there was, like, smarter than me, had more clean time than me, was, you know, whatever, not as a criminal like me, like, I fought a lot of demons in the beginning of that, but I really wanted to be there.
I watched you struggle with it because you were up for promotions and up for that sort of things, like, for a while, and you were, like, afraid to take that leap.
Yeah.
And just not, you know, and that makes sense, you know, because you don't want to, you know, take it all on and then it backfire in your face or whatever, but
I think change in general is scary.
I don't know how I'd feel to hear you, like, telling this story and not have been a part of it, if that makes sense. It's in this short 7 years, we've managed to build our story. Because it's weird to hear somebody say something like that you weren't a part of, and you're like, oh.
Right.
You know, if that makes
it feels
sense.
like it's been longer than 7 years. Like,
It
not in
does.
a bad way, but
Yeah, it does seem like a lifetime ago, but
yeah.
it's crazy to think how far you've come there and how far I've come where I'm at, and which you've had your job longer than me. I was still trying to figure it out and done. You had to wonder, yeah. You had to wonder, because I was, like, sending you, like, video clips because I thought you would think it was funny of me getting snowed on, standing there holding the sign at Chillicothe, but
I really didn't, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so weird. Like, I didn't have those fears. I don't know.
I just give you the sense of, like,
I was just like, as long as we're trying to do the right thing, we're not doing dope, like, something's gonna work out, you know, like, we just suit up and show up for whatever it is. And I still feel that way, you know, because, I mean, times get tough, times get good, and they get tough, and they get good, and things happen, whatever. Hot water tank comes out, I mean, whatever it might be, you know, but I don't know, I don't stress about it.
I just don't need, I just needed somebody that was going to fight that same journey with me, that wasn't gonna let me be trying so hard and then just behind my back bleeding money or time or effort somewhere else.
Same.
That's all I ever ran into until you.
Same. I just needed somebody that wouldn't kind of just drive my car around all day while I was somewhere.
Let's admit we did that pretty fast. He's 6 years old and we've known each other for 7 years.
He's my midlife crisis.
But honestly, that's another thing. It's like, I don't think, it just all makes sense. It's very weird when you think about it. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of decisions that we made that should have backfired on us. That we went against what you're supposed to do, how quickly you're supposed to, you know, move in together, get pregnant, do all that stuff. But it somehow worked out. But,
we didn't have any kids living with us or anything when we...
No, because we had
cats.
Yeah, I had never had any kids of my own. Yeah, we just had cats. But one thing I remember that's a trend along all of it, though, and I don't know if you, like, picked up on it yet, but, like, this, like when we were talking about me holding the sign, do you remember me? There was a monster truck there one day, and I decided to do this.
Wasn't that when you got the video of the guy on meth too? I can't remember. One of the names.
Yeah. Or like when I was trying to fit in with your daughter, and I was going to take her to a concert, so I made this little Facebook video about it, and they loved it. They thought it was funny, but that monster truck was there, and I was like, babe, I got the perfect family vehicle for us, and I did this whole skit and sent it to you. It's always kind of been a thing. Like,
you did the video where we took our license.
Oh yeah.
I wish we could find that. That was cute.
It's in Facebook somewhere on a data farm, but it's hard to pull those up. Especially with my new iPhone, it's so hard to pull up that old stuff. But we should go through that one day too and just pull a bunch of those videos up.
Yeah.
And we went and got our first Christmas tree together, like
a real live tree ever.
Yeah, we went and got that thing, and
we had pine needles everywhere for weeks after.
Because I decided to throw it out the window for a video, because I thought that was going to be hilarious. And sliding your car around, it's always been a thing. Because some days I wonder, like, I want to give up on the whole thing, and I'm like, but no, that's something you've always wanted to do. It's something you always incorporate for whatever reason. But
when you're good at it, like you're good at editing, I don't.
I have fun doing it.
Listen, it's too much for me.
You can't ignore it. If it's something that you like to do, you gotta do it. I hate the fact that I'm leaving for a couple days. And that's one of the main reasons I knew we almost backed out of this again. But I was like, we have to sit down and do this because I'm gonna be going for a few days, and I'm not a fan of that. But so yeah, basically what I was trying to say is like, did I just take your breath away when you first? No. I don't know, man. I remember this.
You were nice to me.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just being myself though.
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that too about that other one. You were like, you were too nice for her and she was gonna trash it, but or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot more silly stuff that we can get into. I wish we had more time. Because there's a lot of funny stuff that I remember from our relationship.
Yeah, I remember we went to see that movie It, and you put the red balloon in the bathroom when I was in the shower. And I don't know what disturbed me more, the fact that like, because I was like, I'm pretty sure we didn't have red balloons. Like, did he just like rush out the door and go buy a red balloon and run back, blow it up, and like, I'm like, where the hell did this red balloon come from? Yeah.
I don't remember where I got it, honestly.
You printed it out, but the printer was like almost like out of
the printer
ink.
messed up, yeah.
But it was like, it was...
You could barely make out that it was it.
But it was like it was intentional because you could barely see it. And then when I would like focus, I'm like, oh my god.
It was like one of those, what are those pictures called where you have to stare at it?
Yeah,
to see it. And I was like, babe, it just printed out. And you were like, ooh. Which was kind of mean, actually, now that I think about it, because like you didn't know me well enough to know that I joke about every single thing.
Well, and I hate scary movies, and I don't know why we even went to see that movie, but...
One of the things I remember feeling so comfortable about, I remember we sat and carved pumpkins for the first time. I had been ripping and running the streets and in prison and in jail.
I hadn't carved a pumpkin in years, and I remember like saying to you, like, oh, I really want to do this. Like,
you didn't like your picture being taken, and I still have that picture where you were like, eh. But then we would just lay on the couch, and that Making of the Murderer documentary came out, and I don't think I ever had, honestly.
You haven't since.
I know. But in all the relationships and all the life I lived and all the houses and apartments and places, I never got to just relax and get into something like that.
Yeah, that was good.
And I think we were watching it on a freaking computer monitor.
Probably.
Maybe with a computer, because I remember that was our first TV. If you remember right, I would connect it to the internet and we would watch like printed video.
Yeah, there was some website that we would look up movies on.
And every now and again we would go to watch a movie and it would say your computer has a virus, and that one day I said it backwards and I was like,
I thought you did it on purpose.
Your virus has a computer, and you laughed so hard about that. But the Stephen Avery thing, we got locked in. I think by then we had a TV finally. But
Mister.
Anyway, you talk about a true rags to a little bit better rags story.
Yeah. From rags to middle class rags.
Yeah, I don't want to say riches because we're not there yet. And
no.
It's weird how your problems just progress though. Like how today, we go spend $300 at the grocery store, and we're still like, oh my god, because with the bills and everything that we got,
but it's like quality.
Quality
problem.
The quality of problems go up, but you still, it's tight no matter what. Like, me and you are making the most either one of us have ever made in our lives, but we're still just...
You're so cute. You're so fun.
These little things. But that's, 27 minutes. See, I told you a half hour earlier, and you were like, that's forever. Bubba, come here. You want to come see yourself and say bye? Bye-bye. You got to kneel down. Say bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.